What's going on this fine Tuesday evening, MECA heads? How we doing out there in MECA land? All right, get in here. How we doing out there this fine Tuesday evening? Hope everybody's doing all right, getting fired up for Thanksgiving. Hopefully gonna have the Duke on here in a minute. I'm gonna start trying to get a few of you guys on here and there. I think our Street 2 world champion from 2024, Mr. David Hunt, the Duke. We're having some technical difficulties getting him set up. So with the phone, we couldn't get the microphone working. So I just sent the link to him for his computer. So hopefully we can get him on here and it'll make noise for us. What's going on this fine evening, Mr. Haslidge? How you doing? Everybody fired up for Thanksgiving? Oh, gotta write me another email. Bear with me for just a few seconds while I try to type and rub my belly at the same time. All right. Got that taken care of. So how you doing tonight, Mr. Haslidge? Pretty good. We got an event coming this weekend. Is everybody ready for Thanksgiving? Yeah. Well, if you're not, Thanksgiving is on Saturday in Ohio. I think I got the flyer here. Yep. November 30th, Saturday. Jealous Audio. Right there in Ghana, Ohio. Get out there and check it out. Shake off that turkey hangover. Make your way out there Saturday for a little bit of fun and food. Bam. What's going on, Mr. James? Mr. Snyder? Tired a bit? Tired. Well, I mean, I guess I'm a little bit tired too, but I'm doing pretty good. I got my crown on. And, oh, there he is. Let's see. I'm going to take this down. I'm going to turn. I don't know if I can't really test this now that I'm live. So I'm about to just turn you on and we'll see if we can hear you. All right. So here we go.
We just turn that one down. There we are. Can you hear me now?
Oh, I can hear you now.
All right. Cool.
You're on. You're on the screen.
Where I wanted to sit.
Can you hear me now? Turn that down. You're on the. You might want to turn the volume down on your phone or whatever.
You got this mic off.
I'll turn that one off. These in my ears.
To turn the volume down on your phone. Oh, this is working out.
He's not in it. You got to put him in your ear, honey.
To turn the volume down. They said they could see you, but why are you naked?
Are you there?
Yeah, we're there.
All
I
right,
think we're there. Are we there? Yeah, we're
Sorry
there.
about that.
What's going on, Mr. Mike Smith? How you doing, Mr. Duke?
I'm doing great. How y'all doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I'm just hanging out. I was telling everybody about the show they got this weekend, telling them I hope they had a good Thanksgiving planned out for themselves. But I told them we were having some technical difficulties getting you on here, but we got we got it worked out now. So
Yeah, we're good now.
you got your trophy there next to you, I see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got it right there.
So you got a parking pound one too, don't you?
Yeah, I got the world champion right there in 2021. Parking
Yeah.
pound 3. I don't
I
have the
thought
trophy. Henry Hall has the trophy because he built the box. So
okay. Well, that's cool.
yeah,
And then you got your is that your first headrest championship?
yes, sir.
Yeah. So you've been how long you been running around playing MECA with us? I know it's been a while.
2016. 2016.
Okay. Heck yeah. So anyways, Duke's our 2024 Street 2 world champion, and like I said last week, he kind of he kind of poked me, I guess, but I think it's a pretty good idea. So maybe get a few of you guys on here if you got questions for him. Otherwise, I'll give him some questions. As you all know, I'm not a huge planner, but I'm sure I can get him going a little bit. But if you guys got questions for the Duke or myself, as far as MECA's concerned this week, we're working on our rule books pretty much just like I said last week and the week before. I think we're about halfway through the dueling demo section. Um, so if anybody has any questions about that stuff, maybe I might ask a few questions on the live here in the next week or two, just about things that we might be kicking around with the rules. Like I said, we do got one event coming this weekend in Ohio. They're doing their Bangsgiving thing. So shake your turkey hangover off and head out there. Um, but as far as the Duke and the ring and MECA, oh, Shannon's asking where's the ring at. I think he put it up there a minute ago. There it is. Yes, sir. Big coaxials matter.
It's huge.
So well, I guess if nobody wants to ask you anything, maybe I'll ask you some stuff. So, I guess you've been working on the headrest for a little while now, and you finally got that. So maybe uh, tell us a little bit about what you learned getting there. What was the experience like finally getting to win that championship that you've been trying to get for so long?
Uh, Man, I have learned a lot in 8 years. Um, how to make the truck more efficient, better subs, better box, being pushed by other competitors. And it's really the last 2 years, I've really worked hard on this truck, stripping it down, deadening it, stripping it down, again, deadening it. And man, it's just been a lot of hard work. And it paid off. And kind of got a little relief off my shoulders, That's been my kryptonite.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you're going to keep learning and getting better and get yourself another one of those guys. Let me see here real quick. Somebody asked me a question. I'm going to answer them real quick here. So, when do you think you will have the website fixed so you can see the 2025 points? That's a good question, and I really, really wish I had a good answer to give you. But I think several times I've told everybody we're having some issues with the website, and obviously uh, the more time that has gone on since the developer passed away, the more issues are starting to pile on top of each other. There's still a lot of the website that's working just fine, but a lot of my old like stats pages, old championship pages, a lot of the membership stuff is kind of janked up right now. It's like removing stuff that we don't really want it removing, and things like that. So there's several things going on there, and we do have a new developer, on slate to get started here. But basically, it's going to be something that, in order to actually get it done on my time, it costs more money than I can afford, unfortunately, or than we can afford. So, I have to take the help from the people that are willing to do it for what we can pay, and unfortunately, that means I don't get first in line. So I can tell you that the timeline that we're looking at is going to be probably close to the first of the year before it starts getting put back together. So that's the best answer I have for you guys on the website. I apologize. It's not something that I'm happy about, but I just kind of have to deal with it, and we'll get it fixed as soon as we can get it fixed. All right. So now back to the Duke here, and we were talking about your first headrest championship, and how it was a lot of work. And I heard Dedner a couple times, and so that seems to be a lot of people's mantra these days. And I'm a fan of Dedner myself, and you don't really realize how much work it really is until you get knee deep into it. And but maybe, I don't know, through your experience, knowing what you know now, how important was that vehicle preparation to your success in the lanes?
Oh, the Deadner?
Yeah.
It's made it so much more efficient than what it was 2 years ago.
Right.
So we'll see how much more it does this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, fiber Frelick is mean.
Yeah, you're not lying.
It will burn you. With me, I know.
So what's going on, Mr. Mayo, Miss Alt, Mr. Van Dyke, Mr. Joe, Mr. Tim? I think I'm caught up now. But we're talking to the Duke here, 2024 Street 2 MECA World Champion. Joe's asking us, what class are you thinking about doing this year?
The XT4 with you, Joe.
Uh-oh. He said Street 4 with Joe. I don't know if Joe's going to do Street 4. Maybe I'll bring him on here and put him on the spot.
I'll be focused on the kit class this year mainly.
The kit class. So what is it that what is it that you like about the kit class, or is it just something that you've got the park and pound in the headrest, so now you want the floor? Or
the only championship I don't have yet. I got
okay.
the music headrest, so kick would be the trifecta.
There you go. That makes sense to me. Well, good luck with getting that kick class championship there. I know they're starting to get those scores pretty high up there too now, even at the 4K level. So
Yeah,
it's a pretty
4K
good
is pretty low.
challenge. So tell us a little bit about your system. So Street 2 World Champion. Uh, tell us a little bit about your vehicle, maybe what you're running, what class, or not what class, but, tell us a little bit about your setup there, what you're willing to share with us.
Well, this year we're throwing in a Sound Digital 20K for next year. I have excess power up front, out back, full tilt wire front to back, 2 V3 compact Neo Sundown 18s,
Okay.
and a 12-inch big ass port. So,
and a 12-inch big old port. That is a big old port.
yeah, it's big, the subs.
Did you see much difference from did you go from 15s or to 18s, or were they always 18s?
We had 15s and we decided to go to 18s. So I had we had 18s and tried the 18s, and the 18s were louder.
That's good.
That's where we went with that. More culinary.
Oh, so yeah, and he just did it at finals for fun.
Well, that's a good starting point for me then.
There you go. What'd you cut a bunch out of, Whitney? Sorry, I'm going back now looking at this chat.
Yeah, I can see the chat on the right side over here.
All right. So you guys want to know anything else about the Duke's car? I mean, he's Street 2 World Champion. I'm going to keep on picking his brain. I just got to be careful because I might expose something he don't want to tell me or something.
Ain't nothing out there that I'm hiding. I don't hide anything. So,
well, I mean, most of us really don't. It's just a lot of hard work, like you said earlier. I mean, I'm sure it was a learning curve figuring that out. Like I see that a lot when I was competing and running the team and stuff before I got here. Is like a lot of folks don't understand. Like they think that you can just build it and it's going to be good to go. And when people really find out, the amount of not only work, but then after the work's done, you have to test, and then you have to figure out all these little things, and it can really wear a person out. It's a lot of time and all that stuff. So all the folks that get it done, to me it's a lot of respect out there for that. So I guess that's my thing, like just as a learning curve, when you're first jumping into it, just understand, keep your eyes and ears open, and as long as you're learning and working, then you're moving, and you'll get where you want to be eventually. And I mean, I think the Duke right there, he can definitely say that that's true. Just keeping your nose on the grindstone, eventually all the work pays off. Sometimes it doesn't come immediately, but you usually end up finding it. So, like I said, I think I told him at one point last week. I don't know if I said it on live or not, but like I said, Dave's been around for a long time, so I can remember my timeline. Yeah, my timeline's all kind of blurred together. So, don't quote me on timelines, but I can remember, when Dave was first coming around and stuff. So it's cool to see the growth of people over the years, and that's one of the main reasons why, I really like and enjoy this, is just seeing how people grow in it. And, so I'm proud of you for, not giving up and keeping on until you got what you was looking for.
Yeah, we wasn't expecting to win, and I hate that hostage broke out. But like when I worked my world championship, my first one, I was seventh loudest, and ended up winning. So just can't give up. Don't give up.
Well, I mean, that's why that we play the game. I think sound pressure. I mean, shoot, even sound quality and doing demos. Sometimes people don't really understand it, but it really is a any given Sunday situation. You know,
Yeah.
People breaks, people get nervous. I mean, all kinds of stuff happens. People make mistakes. Like you said, they break out, and no, that's not always how you want to win. But sometimes, that doesn't mean you didn't deserve it. You were the one that performed when you had to perform. So,
Yeah, and it helps when you put up a big number before somebody else has to go, so that kind of pushes them.
that's true.
And if it, I got a little group called the Champs, and they worked their butt off Saturday and Sunday at World Finals to get to
Right.
that 53 out of that truck. It was a
Right.
shock to me, but
It's pretty awesome. I mean, you did what you needed to do and came out on top, and I think that's what counts at the end of the day. Haslage is a rookie. I'm just poking.
Mhm.
So Mr. Gilbert said, congratulations to all the competitors at finals. It was my first year. I got fourth in Street 4. It wasn't great. I was definitely the only one there with a bone stock, newer model minivan. Overall, a good experience. Well, I'm glad you came out and you placed in the top 5 there, Jeff. Hopefully you learned some stuff and you got to see some things. And, just like I was kind of going over here with David, if you keep on learning and working, it doesn't all have to come at once. It's a hobby for a reason. It's supposed to be fun. So, have fun first. And when it's your turn and you got the time and you can spend the time that it takes and all that good stuff, then go for the gusto at that point. But until then, I think have fun and try to learn and pick up everything you can learn and pick up along the way. And then when you can make that time, or maybe it's just extra a little bit of money or something, you'll have the tools necessary to be able to accomplish what you need to accomplish.
Yeah, and surround yourself with the people who know what they're doing.
Yeah, that can be pretty important as well. It definitely can, especially when it comes to that little bitty stuff in the testing. And it just comes with beating your head against the wall and beating your head against the wall. I'm sure you probably know what I mean.
Yeah, if it and and get a term lab.
Yeah,
It's
that's actually
investment you could probably make to help you test.
that's usually the best. That's good advice, David. That's usually one of the first things I tell folks, especially when I don't know. I hear a lot of guys will come up, or you hear people talking like, "Oh, I did this, or I went and got this, or that, or I changed my speakers," and because they got a better speaker, they automatically thought it would be louder, and it might have got quieter or whatever. But there's lots of variables happening and things like that. But I guess what I'm saying is like before you start spending big money on big gear, the Term Lab will make you louder than any speaker or amplifier will make you, just because of what you can learn with testing. So, how important is that testing, David?
Man, you just can't get anywhere unless you can test. I mean, testing is the true way of knowing what you have accomplished. By what little changes you make, or this, that, and other, you got to test.
That's for sure. What's going on, Mr. Butler? Shannon's dad, how you doing? He said he likes my hat. I bet, yeah. They're awards. They're actually going to be awards, and I'm just being goofy. But I think Shannon, we made regular ones. They're a little bit smaller than this or whatever. We're going to give those away at our 4X in Florida, February 1st and 2nd at the Farmhouse Bar and Grill. And yeah, this is the regular one that I wore, last week.
I think you had that one on. It just wasn't blinged out yet.
Well, but it looked like this one. This is the one I had. This is the one I had on last week.
I thought you still had a big one.
No. Yeah, that's the little one.
No, that's not the little ones.
Well, no, but anyways, and then this one is what? This is a Bobo.
Yeah,
so
this
one's bejazzled, y'all.
It's blinged out.
Yeah.
And your best of shows right here.
So, anyways, I just kind of threw this on just because I want to make people want to get one. So that's all.
Yeah, I remember that, Jeff. You had that minivan, right? We pushed on your windows and they didn't like it.
Yeah, so you got to meet the Duke at Tennessee State Finals. Is that what you were answering there, David?
Yeah, to Jeff. And with this thing, man, I've met so many people, and some that are lifelong friends, and some that I consider more than friends, and it's just cool.
That is one of the coolest things about car audio. It's kind of a big, giant, dysfunctional family, but usually you find your group of guys, and the majority of us are pretty good people. Whether we all get along or not, the majority of us are pretty good. I mean, yeah, we all got our bad apples, I guess, but as far as I know, I've met a lot of good people. Some of my closest friends are car audio guys, so
yeah.
I think I've said it before, but I mean, car audio stuff kept me out of trouble, and it made me a more successful human being just because I had to be more successful to afford my radio.
Yeah.
And so car audio means a lot to me, but I think it ends up meaning a lot to a lot of people, and that's really why I want to keep doing this, and I really enjoy it because of the bonds and the camaraderie and the friendships, the moments. I mean, like I said, I don't know how many times, as I've gotten older, the last 5 or 6 years, how many times I tear up at finals and stuff because, you don't really realize it when you're younger or when you're in the heat of the moment sometimes, but, those moments in time when people, accomplish their goals, or even some of the failures sometimes, things that people do Um, I don't know. It just those moments that you share with people, whether whether you get along or you don't, it doesn't matter. But those moments are priceless. You know.
I've got some people that I only see once a year at MECA finals, and it's just like we walk up to each other and we talk to each other all year long. It's cool.
Right. Bodie says he's made a lot of family. So is that one of your favorite things about car audio, or
Yeah, the friendships and some that are actually, more than friends. And
right. Well, what got you started into it? Who gave you the bug? What got you, what got you hooked on the competition part?
well, I always thought that there was competition. I've heard it around, and I went and bought a battery from a guy that ain't into it anymore. $40 battery got me into competition, and then I met up with the Dark Side Creations, Nick Brunel and all them, and got in with them, and the rest is history.
Right. So a $40 battery led you down that road, huh?
Yeah, that was it. $40 battery, and well, now I wish I had that again.
Right. I hear that. That a lot of stuff's changed even in the last 8 or 10 years. I mean, the Deadner game, the battery game. Um, Maybe not so much with the subwoofers. I mean, yeah, they've made some strides with the Neo subs, but the battery game and the Deadner games really changed a lot in the last 8 or 10 years. And so you've gotten to see that, and you know how much how much better are some of these batteries than what we used to have to play with.
Oh, the Nexus power batteries are amazing. You really just don't have to worry about it.
Right.
The reserves that they have just on my little Titan XS, I think is what it is. It's amazing. But I've only been in the 2K class, so I'm done with the small classes. It's time to step up.
You might need two of them.
Big boy classes.
You might need another one. But I do know that a lot of these lithium batteries and things like that, they've definitely changed the game. I mean, I know they've been around now for a little bit, but they've definitely changed what we used to have to do with having 10, 15, 20 Group 31 batteries in a van or something. Or I remember my old street build when I ran Street 5, I had 7 Group 31 batteries and 8 Sundown 1500s and 4 15s all crammed in the back of a Ford Explorer under the window line. And it was, we looked like we were riding to the moon. So you save a lot of weight and gain a lot of power.
Yeah.
Somebody ask us a question.
Yeah.
Oh. So this is something we was talking about in the R&E committee, but it was something that we might kick down the street. I don't know, but Joe said, what do you think about changing the height restriction to match modified street class in street?
I think this should just stay where it's at, the back seat.
Yeah.
Everybody, but if you go eat, then it puts you in a different class. So I think
I want to hear what you had to say. Go ahead. It's breaking up. You was breaking up a little bit. I don't know if it was for them, but it was breaking up on me. Sorry.
Are you breaking up now?
No, I got you now.
Oh, I think it's the same. To me, I mean, it's not broke, don't fix it.
Okay.
I think
that's a fair answer.
That back seat line is fine.
if any of the other street class guys have any feedback on that, you can leave it in the comments or ask more questions. But that's good feedback. Oh, don't let your dogs bark in the video.
I'll tell you what he's barking at here in a minute. Meet Kiwi.
My dogs bark in the video, and then they send me a message saying that I stole somebody's recording, and I'm like, no, that's my real dogs.
He's barking at a bird.
Yeah, Bodie said he loves the fact he gets to see everybody get better every season. That's always fun to watch. That's another thing we talked about a little bit earlier. Sorry.
Yeah, 160 is my goal next year.
160s. That's a good goal. I like it.
Yeah.
And you think you're going to do Street 4? Or are you doing 60s in the floor?
I could 60 in the floor, a little bit more power than 4. But
right.
You're talking about
Street 4, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna run Street 4. Probably. Yeah, that's true, Joe. It does give you more room going up. And it gets louder the higher you go up too. So at least my truck does.
Don't tell them.
Well, it's street, you gotta stay below the window, or the seat, so it's all good.
Well, I mean, I see it. I see both sides of the fence on it, but I'm good. I'm good at that, anyways. I think most of the guys that know me know that. I'm pretty good at seeing other people's ideas, and I see both sides.
I think most vehicles will probably get louder the higher, closer it is to the roof.
Yeah, it generally helps with the power output, and the stroke of the speakers and things.
Gives it more airflow into the box too. So
I haven't even really thought about raising power in M4, Kyle, to be honest. What is it now? 8 or 15K or 8 or 10K? I can't remember off the top of my head. It's either 8 or 10. But I don't think we've even discussed that. Because, I mean, to be honest, at 8 or 10K, if you're not winning, you're not probably winning at 12 or 15 either. I'm not trying to be a butthole. I'm just saying that if we only add 2 more thousand or 5 more thousand watts, it's not going to make a huge difference on shuffling people around or anything like that, unless there's another reasoning for it. But I don't know. We haven't really talked about raising the limit in M4.
That's a good point there, Whitney. Makes everybody on the same playing field.
Yeah. So I think Joe did that to me because I told him that we didn't have enough feedback on it yet. So now he's making us get feedback.
I think that's the same, and DB drag is also 12 inches from the roof, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think it is. It's 12 or 13. I can't remember.
I think it's 13. So that levels it out. Even in the street stock classes, the same rule too. So
true. So I don't know. It's definitely something to talk about. So if you guys want to continue that conversation, we can. Did you guys have any other questions for Mr. David while we got him on here? Did you have anything specific you wanted to talk about? Did you want to ask me anything?
No, I think I'm pretty good right now. How are we looking on Tennessee shows next year?
More Tennessee shows next year. I'm hoping that's going to be the case. I think it will be. That's what we've been talking about. So everybody keep your fingers crossed, and hopefully that'll be the case, and we'll get you guys some more shows going out there.
Sounds good.
What? I want to know. Sorry, I'm reading now. So Kyle says, when you got guys doing 70s under 10K.
We back in Russellville?
I'm not sure about that yet. Basically I'm already kind of trying to figure that stuff out, and I still don't know the logistics of all that right this second.
It's still early, but I didn't have no issues with it.
No, I mean, we liked it there and enjoyed it. I know a lot of folks, they might like to see that unified thing. So, I mean, I have reached out again to a couple of them or whatever to see, what's going on there. But I don't really have any good news or bad news really at this point. We've been trying to, kick that around a little bit. So I probably won't really I'll probably wait till the first of the year before I really start, before we really make up our direction there, and we'll get that figured out. Because of the holidays and things like that, usually I try to leave people alone. So other than my R&E guys, we're in it right now. So anyways, he was saying some of us can do 60s, but it takes over 10K to do so. I understand that, but I'm trying to think of how to say this. I get that part of it. I get. But then, the guy doing 70s is probably, so I guess, let's see. I'm going to try to figure out how I want to explain this. But when we're talking about, power and efficiency, yada, yada, there's a whole lot of factors there. But, generally speaking, unless the vehicle itself starts to go into compression, if you, depending on the setup, but I know what setup we're talking about here, or what setups we're talking about. So we're talking about setups that have, probably 100,000+ watts on tap, and they have probably somewhere between 6 and 15 speakers. So at 10,000 watts, unless their vehicle is into compression, they're nowhere close to compression. So they're going to, and if you are at a point where it takes you over 10,000 watts to 60, but let's say you can do a 58.5 or a 59 at 10,000 watts, but then it's going to take you 12 to 60. That's telling me you're probably reaching into a point where you've got some sort of compression issue. And so that's going to be the difference there. But then I'm going to get super complicated, and I probably really shouldn't. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, while the guy that's doing that big giant score, his score is going to remain linear until you probably get to 25 to 40,000 watts. So that's going to be, or the car gives up. It's going to be one or the other. And like I said, that when you get up over 70, you got major variables there. But I just feel like it takes the class from a 69 to a 71 to a 73 to a 75. And because really, that's what even these real loud guys, yeah, they're using 100,000 watts to do that score, but that doesn't mean that they don't do a great score on low power either. A lot of times it might take 10,000 watts or 15,000 watts to 70, but it takes 100,000 watts to 76. I don't know. There's just so many variables there that I get what you're saying, that you feel like it might make you feel more competitive, but I really don't. I don't think it does what you're wanting it to do. Unfortunately, but that's just kind of my 2 cents on that.
I don't know. I know some trunk guys can do 60s on less than 10. So
Right. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I know the guys, but at the end of the day, it is equally important to me to keep the new guys involved and interested, and I don't want them to feel like they're not competitive, even though I know sometimes that's hard. So
I felt like that when I first started. That was kind of my thoughts. Like, man, look, I'm doing this little number. David Wallace is just whopping all over me in Street 2.
Right. I don't know. We've definitely we've talked about a lot of things, because that is one thing that is a part of my vision, is we do think that it's important to try to have places for everybody, but it's also got to be a process, and we can't do everything overnight. But keeping that new blood coming in, and keeping the new folks interested and things like that's definitely something that is a part of our vision, as well as trying to make the top side better at the same time. So trying to play all those fiddles can get difficult. So that's why we have the committee, and hopefully we kind of get to a place where not everybody's happy, but everybody's like, all right, cool, we can do this.
Yeah, you just can't make everybody happy, though. You know that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had to learn that. I got learned.
But it's supposed to be fun.
Yeah, that's my thing too. Like, have fun and learn. And I get it, wanting to win and all that. Nobody likes to lose, trust me. I feel that. So I get that 100%. But I think if you focus more on having fun and getting to know the right people, and like I said, keep your eyes and your ears open, and you'll learn. People will talk to you, people will teach you. A lot of us older cats that's been around a while, we might have, sometimes people burn you, or you're kind of maybe, I don't want to say standoffish, but maybe not as willing to jump up and help somebody real fast. But if you show that you want it and you put in effort, I don't really know anybody that's been doing it that good, bad, ugly. I don't really know anybody. If you show them effort, they'll help you. At least that's been my experience. So, and I think David had kind of mentioned that a little bit earlier, that a part of that success was getting the right people around you, and the right help, and basically, not that they do everything, but it's kind of a compass,
Mm-hmm. Matt Hollering, he built my box 3 times. So that's just the people you got around you that are willing to take you under your wing, under their arms, and hold you by the hand and teach you. That's the kind of people you need to be around. And
Right.
that's the kind of people I have. And I'm so thankful for all they've done over the last 3 or 4 years, 5 years, something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, and I mean that's part of probably goes back to those bonds and things, those friendships that you make at the same time. So that's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
really awesome, and like I said, it's really great to see you get that championship this year. I know you've been going after it for a little bit, and it was really cool to see you get it. And I had another question, and then I forgot it.
Oops. Yeah, I actually won another one in DB Drags this year. So that's 2 first world championships. So that was great.
Which one did you get over there?
Street Stock 1K.
Okay. Heck yeah. It's definitely a team. It's definitely a team kind of thing. If you can put yourself with the right people, and sometimes it don't work out the first time or the second time. Like I said earlier, it's a giant dysfunctional family, and we don't all necessarily get along or fit in with each other. But when you find those people, it's a pretty cool thing. And it sounds like David found that, and eventually I found that too along my way. So you know that's my best advice. What's your best advice to the new guys coming in that maybe they came to finals for their first time, like the guy with the van, and maybe they didn't 100% understand what they were getting into, but uh what's your best advice for dealing with that and moving forward?
Don't get overwhelmed. Let it just take your time and, like you said, listen and keep your eyes open and ask for help. Everybody will help you. And don't ever give up. Just keep at it, keep at it, keep at it. And it took me 6 years, 7 years, I think. No, 5 years of full competing to win my first. So just don't give up. Keep at it.
That is pretty good advice. All right, y'all. So we're getting close to the end here. So if you have any last minute questions for me or Mr. David here, go ahead and shoot them. Yeah. So Chad says he said hang out in the lanes and absorb everything you can. So when I was a judge and we were judges, that was you always have those guys that you're working the lane and they're always sitting next to you, or they're always sitting on your speaker, they're always right there watching you. And that was Chad and Sean. And when we did the shows in Indiana, and so that's probably why he gives that advice. You can learn a lot that way. That's for sure.
And take notes.
Take notes. I'm still old.
Get your notebook, man. I'm telling you.
Right. Mr. Mitchell, been missing a lot lately. What's changed this year? We haven't changed anything yet. We're still going over the rule books, Brian. We're pretty much through the sound pressure book. We just have to make the edits and proofread. We're into the dueling demo book now. I think we're about probably halfway there on getting things sorted out, what we want to do. And other than that, I've really been just kind of kicking around. We've got one event coming this weekend, Bangsgiving there in Ghana, Ohio. Get out there and check that out after you shake your turkey off. But the last few weeks, really, we've been just kind of talking about the events, and I've been kind of, not having a whole lot to go over. The website's kind of messed up right now. I kind of went over that a little bit earlier in the video. And then David gave me a pretty good idea last week or the week before, saying maybe I should bring some people on. So I decided I thought I liked that idea. So David's the first one. So I'm going to try to get some of the, some of the world champions, some of the guys that won some of the specialty awards, things like that, to come on here and talk with us. Give us some different content.
There you go, Kevin. That's the way to do it.
3 years, 10th season, and still not won. One of these days I'll get in a class. I'm the only one. Come on now, Kevin. You're going to get there, buddy. All right, Mr. Duke. So, again, 2024 MECA World Champion in Street 2. Got his championship rings. I think you said 2021 was Park and Pound.
2021 was my absolutely best year. I even got a best of show at one class, at one show, and that was my best year.
Heck
Trophy
yeah.
wise.
Well, that's fun. And Joe wants to rub it in. This year was my first title in 6 years.
Well, congrats to all the world championship this year. First or repeat.
I appreciate you coming on and talking with us tonight, David. Did you have anything else you wanted to say to the folks before I cut you loose here?
No, I think I'm good. I think we covered everything pretty well.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Maybe we'll do it again sometime. And I appreciate the idea and you kicking it off. And like I said, hopefully in the coming weeks here, I can get a few more guys to commit to come on. It might not be every week, but as I get them on here, I'll try to put it in the title of the video. And I guess I'm going to let Mr. Duke get out of here now. So
I'm good.
All
Kentucky won, so I'm good.
Oh, Kentucky won, so you're good?
Yeah, we got to go watch Duke in Kansas now.
Car has to leave a garage first, so. Well, I usually cut it off at an hour anyway, so I've been going almost 59 minutes, so I'm probably getting ready to cut us out of here anyways. According to my guys, they said if I'm on here more than an hour, it's not good. But I don't know nothing about it. I just get on here and talk smack. But
well, I'm honored to be the first one on here, and I appreciate that. Thanks for the invite, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there in MECA land.
Thanks, David. I'm looking forward to 2025.
Yes, sir.
And, I think everybody kind of knows the drill from here. I'm going to just cut us out together. If David watches me all the time, he probably knows the drill. So until next time, keep it loud and clear, MECA heads.